A Florida porch pirate stole packages from people's porches to re-gift them. A Florida man assaults a WaWa employee with spicy chicken. A Florida man tried to enter an Air Force base claiming he was Captain America. And a Florida man burns a child thinking that he was possessed by a demon. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News. And they are all from the state of Florida, because on Friday on Weird AF News, we only do weird news from Florida. Been doing this for years now. We call it Florida Fridays, in case you're new to the show. So all the weird news this week from Florida, at least the weird news that I thought was weird. A Florida porch pirate stole packages and planned to regift them for Christmas. It's a feel-good holiday story happening in Florida. It's like a Hallmark movie. You know, it can be expensive. Sometimes you can't afford gifts for everybody in your family, so you got to get crafty. This Florida individual stole gifts, planned on regifting them. In Florida, this is called being an entrepreneur. We have here a porch pirate who was caught on camera being a Grinch, stealing Amazon packages in broad daylight. Apparently, this porch pirate was stealing the packages with the intent to regift them. How do the Florida police know that these were the true intentions of this porch pirate? We have Kensley Mott, age 32. Our Florida woman, star of the story, seen on a victim's home surveillance camera walking up to the porch, taking numerous Amazon boxes, and then driving off in a red truck. That's how we know that these were going to be re-gifted for Christmas. It was a red truck. Those are Christmas colors. I mean, if you're stealing packages off people's porches now, don't you look for the surveillance camera? Like, take a peep, see if there's a Ring camera. I mean, I'm not saying steal packages off people's porches for the holidays, but if you're gonna, bro. Now, according to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, Kensley Mott had her eye on the prize and followed the Amazon delivery truck to a subdivision in Winter Haven, Florida. So actually just trailing an Amazon delivery truck and just picking up the packages as it drops them off. Not too suspicious. She stole the packages, they say, from front porches in the neighborhood between noon and 12:30. And after reviewing the victim's surveillance videos, investigators found Mott at her place of employment. She works at Hungry Howie's Pizza Restaurant. Just putting in some hours at Hungry Howie's. Hungry Howie doesn't pay enough to afford Christmas gifts for all her kids. So this is Florida. She probably has like 8. Hungry Howie's, man. This is minimum wage. Authorities say that when they asked Kelsey about the evidence, she told the deputies she was planning on re-gifting the stolen items at Christmas. Oh, yes. The old, I'm going to be doing the old Robin Hood re-gifting thing. That'll get me out of it. Because, officer, isn't there a re-gifting clause that if you steals up to $2,000 in merchandises, but you plan on re-gifting them, then it's not a felony, right? Now, it says here, according to Sheriff Judd, Sheriff Judd, your name is Judd? Everyone I know named Judd is on meth. According to Sheriff Judd, when the deputies asked Kelsey to return the packages so they could be given back to their owners, she refused. According to Judd, when shown the actual doorbell footage of her stealing the packages, she responded, quote, "Well, what if it was someone else who just had my face?" Wow, what if that was someone that just had my face? I never thought you could say that. I didn't think you could do that. Wow, lady, I love her. Oh, man. Other people got faces too, you know. Look, it's other people got eyes, 2 of them, and a nose. Other people got rosy cheeks around Christmas. She had rosy cheeks because she was working up a sweat following that Amazon truck, being a true porch pirate. This is low, man. It's low. That's Florida, though. I mean, lower than a gator's ass in a drainage ditch. A Florida man assaulted a WaWa employee with spicy chicken. An aggravated Florida man had to be arrested. for allegedly throwing a piece of spicy chicken at a WaWa employee because apparently his chicken was undercooked. This is according to the police report. Well, the joke's on him. It's all pre-cooked anyway, and then they just reheat it thereafter. So I don't understand the confusion. He was probably on some paraphernalia. Some drugs with the help of paraphernalia is what I meant. The worker at the WaWa, poor WaWa employees in Florida. Imagine working at a WaWa in Florida. Imagine you get up and you go to WaWa in Florida. I can't. I mean, we need a GoFundMe for these fast food employees down in Florida just to give them some health insurance, man, because they need it. Floridaman be attacking for no reason. The worker claimed that Daniel Palomino, age 32, this is our Florida man. He's from St. Petersburg, quality community. Daniel threw a piece of fried chicken, quote, covered in a spicy Nashville sauce. That sounds delicious. It was covered in a spicy Nashville sauce. In most instances, you want your piece of chicken covered in a delicious spicy Nashville sauce. Oh, love it. Like Dave's hot chicken. Give me more in my mouth. Here's the problem. When you're hit in the face with a piece of chicken, you do not in that instant want it covered in spicy Nashville sauce because that's when damage can be done. It can get into your pores, really ruin your skin tone. And as in this instance, it got into the victim's eye. That spicy Nashville sauce got into the victim's eye. The poor WaWa employee, blinded by spicy Nashville sauce. Blinded by the chicken. Now, the incident occurred, they say, around 1:20 a.m. And I mean, anything going on after midnight at a WaWa in Florida is dangerous. Those employees working the night shift at WaWa in Florida should be paid double. Says here, Palomino, our Florida man, allegedly became irate. Here's his reasoning, because he believes that the chicken was not cooked completely, according to the court records. It doesn't take much to get Florida man irate. Couldn't just throw it in the microwave, Palomino. Nah, couldn't do that. Couldn't just ask him to heat it up a little bit further. No, couldn't do that. Had to solve your problem by chucking the chicken and getting sauce in the victim's eye. He confronted the employee and responded by throwing the chicken on the victim. That's what it says. You know how it works, guys. Now, it says here, even though the chicken was reportedly covered in that spicy Nashville sauce that we all love and enjoy usually, the employee did not suffer any bodily harm. Well, if it got in the employee's eye, that to me is bodily harm. Enough bodily harm to report it. There you go. I tell you, attacking someone with chicken. I wish we lived in a world where we all solved our conflicts with spicy fried chicken instead of real weapons of war. That would be nice. I don't condone this sort of behavior, though. Palomino was arrested on a misdemeanor battery charge, taken to the county. And he lives about a mile from the WaWa, so I assume he's a frequent flyer over there. Probably has struck other employees at the WaWa with other instant meals, such as sausages and hot dogs, maybe even one of those frosty beverages. Palomino was previously convicted of cocaine possession, aggravated assault, theft, possession of drug paraphernalia, criminal mischief, marijuana possession, probation violation. I mean, and still out there, just out there in the world in Florida, just out there. No problem. He can be out there. Yay! Got an alligator in my backyard and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Got an alligator in my patio and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Had an alligator at my birthday party and nobody cared. Nobody cared. Had an alligator in the front seat of my Volkswagen and nobody cared, 'cause it's Florida. Alligators everywhere and nobody cares. In Florida there's alligators everywhere and nobody cares.
Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn some money, all in one place, and it's free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record, edit on your phone or your computer. Send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video recording options as well. Spotify for Podcasters even allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man.
A Florida man tried to enter an Air Force base with an AR-15, claiming that he's Captain America. It's a common mistake. He thinks he's Captain America. He's really Captain Floridaman. Captain Floridaman, and I'm drunk, and I'm on meth, and I have bullets. Here I go on a field trip. A Tampa man attempted to enter MacDill Air Force Base with an AR-15 rifle and over 100 rounds of ammunition, according to the federal documents. Wow, AR-15 and 100 rounds, and he's still alive? Must be a white guy. According to the criminal complaint filed in the U.S. District Court, we have Baruque Roche II, age 33. He was stopped at the entrance gate of this Air Force base. He refused to hand over his ID and instead verbally identified himself as, quote, Captain America. He told security personnel he worked with the U.S. Special Operations Command and had a meeting with a general to provide some top-secret information. Now, sources say security quickly realized that he wasn't Captain America due to the lack of a shield. Kidding. And they also identified him as possibly not a Florida man either because he was actually wearing his pants. According to the complaint, we have Florida man Roche becoming argumentative in the story. He demanded to be let onto the base or else he would, quote, come back every day looking for the officers denying him entry to the base. He also made several incoherent statements, eventually gave security personnel an old military ID with his real name on it. He was detained due to his suspicious behavior and mental condition. Ah, I see. Sounds like a veteran that is going through some mental issues. Very common these days, and not something to be completely made fun of. Although it's very funny to say you're Captain America, but this is our military veterans in the U.S. have very poor health care, from my understanding. A lot of them are going through some depression and all of that, and they can't get health care. Now, back to the details of this sad instance. A search of the Florida man's vehicle turned up a Colt AR-15 rifle, 5 magazines totaling 125 rounds of ammunition. Tampa Police Department's Behavioral Health Unit was called out to the base to talk to the man. He said he suffered from various mental health issues and was on medication. Officers decided to involuntarily hospitalize him under Florida's Baker Act. He was charged with possession of a firearm in a federal facility. The court recently approved his request to travel to Georgia for a family law case and visitation with his child. Maybe second guess that visitation for the time being. Just keep an eye on this guy. Definitely take away his guns, but I don't think that's going to happen in Florida. From my understanding, there's no red flag laws at all, so a man like this can probably maintain his AR-15, sadly. On a positive note, if there can be one found, I like to imagine there's one lucky cop out there that for once in his lifetime got to say, Okay, watch your head getting into the car, Captain America. A Florida man burns a child who he thought was possessed and attacks a deputy with a metal bar. This story is out of Highlands County, Florida. A Florida man who was burning a 9-year-old's things because he believed the child was possessed by a demon was fatally shot Tuesday evening. Not for burning the child's things so much as after burning the child's things, placing the child in the fire as well, who he believed was possessed by a demon, and then hitting the county deputy in the head with a metal bar as well. This is unbelievable. And deputies responded to a call. They found 39-year-old Florida man Richard Myron Ham and 30-year-old LaKenya Phillips burning her son's things in a fire because they believed that he was possessed by a demon. Witnesses say that at one point, Richard put the child in the fire, covered in a blanket that was also on fire, because he believed the child was possessed by a demon, which is, that is just hella dumb. Everybody knows demons have like 80% fire resistance anyways, so even if you thought he was a demon, this isn't the way you go about it. Meth, what a wonderful drug. Says here, fortunately, the child escaped without any serious injuries. When the deputies found Ham with 2 metal bars swinging at the deputies, they deployed a taser after he wouldn't comply. Ham removed the taser probes and then hit one of the deputies in the head with the bar. Another deputy shot him. He died at the hospital. My goodness. Happy holidays, everybody. You got demons roasting on an open fire around the holidays, apparently. This is horrible. Thank God the kid is okay. What about the mother? What did they do with her? Phillips was arrested in connection with the incident. That's the mother. She's charged with attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest with violence, and cruelty toward a child. Only cruelty toward the child? Like it was attempted murder of a law enforcement officer because you swung metal bars. You put a child in a fire and it's only cruelty toward the child? Wow. These child laws in Florida, a little lax. Sounds to me like that was attempted murder of the child. Aye. You know, I'm beginning to come around on this whole building a border wall proposal. I think I'm for it. I think I'm for actually building the wall, but around Florida only.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, my friends and loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for spending some time with me for this Florida Friday holiday edition. I hope you're having a lovely holiday weekend, or you're about to, or you already did. Merry Christmas to all of you, or whatever it is that you might celebrate. Looking forward to a great year, 2024. Going to be doing some big things with Weird AF News. Not really doing big things with Weird AF News. Going to still be in the closet probably. So just going to do the regular old thing for Weird AF News. Can't afford to do much more than that at this moment anyways. But things are looking up. Very confident. Someone bought me some coffees for the holidays. Yeah, I love it. We have Lisa from Finland. She's always supporting the show. So shout out to Lisa and her family, which they all listen to the show from my understanding. And Lisa's always purchasing coffees and writing me amazing notes. She wrote, Jonesy, whatever caffeine you were on today, I want some. We love you. Enjoy your holiday season. I hope you get run over by 72 virgins or something. How funny is that? Lisa, stop being so funny. You're funnier than me now, okay? I'm supposed to be the comedian on the show. And now you're being funnier than me. And by the way, if you want to know what the caffeine I was on and I've been on, it's a Bones Coffee Company, which was a gift from a loyal listener as well. Bones Coffee, man. Very good, very strong. If anybody wants to broker an advertising deal between me and Bones, please feel free to do so. I could use an advertiser like that. I love that coffee. Also, we have coffees were purchased to me from Kim. Kim wrote, thanks for the laughs this year, Jonesy. Ho, ho, ho. That's how I read it, but maybe Kim was like, thanks for the laughs this year, Jonesy. Ho, ho, ho. Could be that. Or it could be, oh, like a deep Santa ho, 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 ho. Or it could have been menacing. Thanks for the laughs this year, Jonesy. Ho, ho, ho. Sort of like a mischievous. Guys, I'm like an accomplished actor if you don't know. Anyways, if you want to buy me coffee, you can do so off my website, weirdafnews.com. Click on the Buy Jonesy a Coffee. Or you can go to the Instagram for Weird AF News. It's at Weird AF News, and there's a little link in the profile, Buy Jonesy a Coffee. Or you can join the Patreon. That's a way you can support me for the holidays as well. Join the Patreon. Go to weirdafnews.com and support. Or download the Patreon app on your phone and do a search for Weird AF News. I've been posting a lot of extra weird content in there, making it entertaining, I think. So check that out if you would like. Got some emails as well. Should I read them? I'll read a couple. Captain Bob, classic OG fan of the show. Captain Bob wrote, one of my favorite scenes in the movie Talladega Nights is the dinner scene where they argue about starting the blessing over dinner with dear baby Jesus. I think I'll watch that movie again, Jonesy. You made me think of that when you did the baby Jesus story. Thanks for all of the laughs. Keep on going and have a good life, man. Captain Bob. Pretty cool email. We like Captain Bob. Also got an email, first time, I think, from Eric Zeller. Have I gotten an email from you before, Eric? Eric wrote, people breathing. Your episode about global warming caused by people breathing was sponsored by ... Just a light, amusing note, Jonesy. I was listening to you rant about the study saying that global warming was caused by people breathing and how it must have been funded by Chevron when my podcast player decided to break right after that story and deliver a commercial for Arco. Got a little chuckle from that. Thanks for the show, Eric. That's very funny, actually. I wonder how many times that happens. Something I say on the podcast strikes people's smart speakers. Next thing you know, they're playing some weird song or some ridiculous ad. That could be a thing. I got a nice review on Amazon by Aurelius. Aurelius wrote, good luck with your podcast. 5 stars. I like this Aurelius name. Is this a Greek god that's left me a review on Amazon? I've always dreamed of a Greek god leaving me a review. It's unbelievable, huh? I had no idea my podcast went so far and wide. It reaches the pantheon, Zeus's pantheon. What other gods are going to leave me a review? I would think that Eris would leave me a review because she is the god of chaos. And if anything explores chaos, it's the Weird AF News podcast for sure. Aurelius said, Jonesy might be deep in the closet, but like a pro, he titillates our morbid curiosity of Floridaman with an intimate familiarity only found in a true connoisseur. Woo-hoo! You heard that language from Aurelius? Spoken like a true god. That was unbelievable. Aurelius, please write more reviews. You're tremendous with the language. Must be like a speechwriter. That's pretty cool. I also got a review from, who else here? Oh, Michael S. Also on Amazon. 4 stars, which is, I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for 4. 4 seems suitable to me. I don't even think I'm a 5-star podcast. I think I'm more like around a 4. So Michael S. wrote, some real ding-dongs on here. And then that's the title of the review. And then underneath wrote, too much nonsense. Which, I mean, I don't know if Michael's referring to me being too much nonsense or just that I'm covering the world of ding-dongs and how there's too much nonsense. With the 4 stars, I think he means the latter, that I'm not nonsense, but what I'm covering is nonsense. Not clear. Michael didn't write. Michael doesn't, explore the language like Aurelius did in that review. So if you guys want to leave a review, that's very helpful for the show, by the way. I think it gets people listening. I can't really tell, but you know what really gets people listening is if you tell a friend or a family member, someone you know, about the show. I think word of mouth is the best way. And over the holidays, maybe you could do Jonesy a solid, and after you take that shot of eggnog down your throat and make out under a mistletoe, consensual only. Maybe you could tell a relative or a friend that you like Weird AF News and that you recommend it in the new year as a great reprieve from mainstream news, which, as you know, makes your brain hurt when you listen to it. So, and I recommend, if you are going to listen to mainstream news, nonetheless, to follow it up with Weird AF News after you listen to the mainstream news, Monday through Friday. That way you can kind of laugh a little bit at the ridiculous world and, not take things so seriously. So, I think that's sort of the best way to take it in. And happy holidays. Good luck with your life, man.